Welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel, to the Hbar holders. Thank you so much for all the love that you guys show on these updates. Let's take a look at what's happening with the price of Hbar as we are going into Sunday morning. So if we're looking across the board, slowly but surely, market is shifting back into the bullish momentum. Yesterday, we did see a little bit of a minor pullback, but again, if you zoom out, take a look at the last 1 week, we've actually been in this upwards trajectory. So again, there's going to come a time where we do see a little bit of a retracement. If you did watch my market analysis update, as you guys know, that's a new segment on the channel where we talk about the market every single day of the week. In that, I pretty much kind of talked about what's happening with Bitcoin, which we're going to obviously touch on in this update as well. But again, overall, not bad as far as the broader market is concerned. Over the last 1 hour as well, you can see, the broader market is actually up. So that is nice to see. H bar on the daily time frame, it's pretty much break even. You can see for yourself. We're on CoinGecko, it's lagging a little bit, but pretty much break even, I'd say. The price currently sitting at 14.3 cents, down about 0.5% in USD and BTC comparative. Valuation 6.1 billion and the 24-hour trading volume at $95.6 million. Before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So, first thing I want to point out to you guys here is the 24-hour trading of volume. It's been quite some time, since the overall buying pressure for HBAR was below 100 million. And we're finding it right now, as you can see, at $95.6 million. So quite low, but that's not always a bad thing, depending on how the price is holding. And in this case, we're obviously going to touch on that as we go further into this update. But if you're looking at the dominance continuing to, push towards the upside, as you can see for yourself. We were literally at 58.47% just a few days back. Since then, the dominance has seen quite a major uptick, as you can see for yourself. Last night we were sitting at about 59.15%, but you can see, picking up again due to, Bitcoin seeing a little bit of a retracement. But you can see for yourself, as far as Bitcoin is concerned, Bitcoin retested exactly what we talked about, the 0.50 Fibonacci retracement level. Again, we retested it, got rejected at that key range, as to be expected, of course, because that is a major resistance. And since then, the price has been, pretty much ranging at this 90K level. But you can see for yourself over the last, 2 to 3 hours, we've seen this uptick for Bitcoin. Bitcoin actually pushed up to $91,400, pretty much, ranging, where we have been pretty much since November 26th. So Bitcoin is looking great. Yes, it's the weekend. On the weekend, CME futures close. So again, more volatility, but Bitcoin has held its ground quite nicely, and I think is shaping up for it to, break back into the point 50. Today is the last day of the month. Is December going to be finally some sort of bullish excitement across the board? We'll see. That's obviously something a lot of people are, hoping for. Obviously, people take a look at, Q4 numbers right now. As far as Q4 stands, we're sitting at about a 20%, pullback for Bitcoin. But again, we still have about a month left. A lot can still end up happening. So, we'll kind of see what happens with, the Q4 ending, obviously, at the end of December. But if you're looking at HBAR, going back to what I said, yes, the buying pressure is quite low right now. It's been quite some time, since we've seen that, but the price is still, accumulating within this pattern above the key support line at around 14 cents. We have not seen the price dropping below the 14 cents price point, pretty much since November 23rd. And obviously, November 23rd is the level where we saw the breakout that took us back up to 15.5 cents, which was quite impressive, of course. Since then, you can see, we've been accumulating within this pattern. The resistance we talked about in the last update, around 15 cents, still playing out because, believe it or not, just 2 days back we retested that and got rejected. But due to Bitcoin seeing a little bit of a minor pullback, dominance picking up, of course that's going to have impact on HBAR. And you can see for yourself, we've seen a little bit of a minor pullback, but still remaining above 14 cents, as you can see for yourself. Again, as far as accumulation goes, it's doing exactly what you want to see HBAR do. Because again, I want you guys to kind of go back on November 21st and see how much we're up since then. If you kind of measure it from November 21st low, which is pretty much almost at the 12 cents price point, Since then the price is still up about 17% as of recording this update. But of course, it was much more, about 23% when we retested the key resistance at 15.5 cents. But again, it is pretty much respecting this move that we have seen. We've been pretty much accumulating above our key support line at 14 cents. 14 cents has been, retested several different times, and it's, showing time and time out and the importance of that key range. But I like this pattern. And sometimes, when you do tend to see, the price consolidating after having quite a nice bounce, which again, H bar has been able to do from the lows on November. Again, volume dropping is not always a bad thing. That could sometimes signal, a breakout incoming. So again, resistance again around 15.5 cents. That's a target we still don't want to be overlooking. Again, from where we currently are, that's a move of about 8% from, the current prices. We'll see what happens. Obviously, what I would like to see happen is dominance kind of cooling off, because it's showing a lot of strength right now. Bitcoin, obviously getting back into the point 50. I think that would be a great way to start off the month of December. And that would be, of course, to see the price re-enter the point 50 and start heading up to some of these, higher time frames. But again, got to take it step by step. Let me know in the comments what you guys personally think. What are you guys doing right now currently with HBAR? What is your overall forecast? And yeah, thank you so much for all your support, and we'll see you later. It's been Crypto ZX, and peace.